Hello there, and welcome to Celeste. Well, not any other Celeste, but Celeste Randomizer. Yes, I know, that sounds actually pretty weird when you think about it. How do you randomize Celeste? Because there's no real power-ups. Well, there is one, but that's way later in the chapter, and there's only really, the only collectibles are the strawberries. But what if I told you that you can randomize the rooms in different ways? Well, that sounds pretty fun to me. And because of that, I really wanted to go ahead and do a Celeste Randomizer run. Technically speaking, my first ever randomizer. I've been watching others play randomizers for quite a long time already, and I never really got to do one myself. So I decided what better way to get my first randomizer experience than with Celeste, a Celeste randomizer. But this first part is actually going to be just going a bit through the menus. I already recorded the run. It was really fun. There were a couple rooms which gave me a bit of a more trouble, but it wasn't anything too bad. If I recall correctly, I played on normal, which I'll explain the difficulties in a bit. Also, if you guys want me to do a tutorial on how to install the mod, I'll be glad to do that. Similarly to the Halanis Vocalized mod tutorial I did for Halanis Vocalized. Well, yeah, let's get to it and not waste too much time. So with the randomizer installed, you have three different choices of type of gameplay. You have pathway, which makes pretty much like a normal level. You go through the rooms one after the other, and you get to an ending. There's labyrinth, which creates a labyrinth-like structure where you need to find a bunch of gems, which is also what I played in the run itself. And once you find all the gems, you need to return back to the starting room and get the heart. Or there's endless, which most likely it's going, you get to the goal and then you go back at the very beginning, possibly continuously randomizing future rooms. Not entirely sure. Once you choose the type of level, you can choose difficulty. Actually, no, I did hard, because I remember I wanted to get Farewell and Seasides in as well. But this pretty much allows you to choose what kind of level you have. For example, you can have only the base game levels, the A sides. This also normal adds some B sides. Hard does Farewell and Seasides as well. Expert, I'm not entirely sure after Expert. It's possible that this adds Hard doesn't add the hardest rooms in Farewell and Seasides, while Expert does. And I'm not sure about Master and Perfect, like what they could do. It's possible there are special rooms. I don't know. Maybe actually, it's entirely possible that stuff like Master and Expert closes specific exits and only make you use the hardest ones. Because in Farewell, I know for sure there's a demo dash room and stuff. Anyway, for example, let's play hard. Here you have a lot of customization. You can have a seed type, and you can go for an input your own seed, the length, which you can go for enormous. I choose medium. The amount of dashes you have. The thing is, if you choose one dash, but you get into a room which requires two of them, and there are no crystals, I think that room becomes impossible. So yeah, I'd rather say to not go too far into chapters with only one dash, or to just go for two dashes at all times. The gameplay type, you can once again change gameplay and difficulty in here as well. Then you have level select, which you can toggle all rooms, and you can choose which levels the rooms are taken from. You can leave all of them on, or just, I don't know, you don't want to do core Seaside, you can put it on off. Or you don't want to do Farewell, because it's Farewell after all, you put it on off. I also didn't have any of the Spring Collab stuff, which I already also have installed, but I didn't want to have Spring Collab in here. I wanted it to be as vanilla as it can be. Okay. Then advanced gameplay where you can choose the amount of strawberries. I'm not sure what difficulty eagerness means. I guess the higher you set it to, the more often you get hard rooms. Of course, for like bigger levels, you can just have repeat rooms. Enter strange holes. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I think it's about secret rooms. Golden strawberry, which I guess you could easily do because there's the seeds, which you can replay a specific seed, and variants, which I think are the variants from base game, but I haven't used. And cosmetic options. You know, dark rooms. What's this? Always. Oh, you can have all rooms be dark. That's interesting. And you can randomize decorations, ambient color, and effects, which is really cool. Then, all the way to the left, there's also competitive play, which I'm not entirely sure what this is. So, yeah. And then, if you press start, it generates the room. And here we are. I choose 2 dashes. And yeah, you pretty much, I think this is always the starting room, though I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, start in this room, and as you can see down below, you need to get the 6 gems in order to unlock the heart. And we can go to the, oh, there's a core room. Not sure exactly if it's A or B, A, B or C side. Oh, here's the first chapter. And yeah, some of the rooms are gonna be a lot easier, and I cannot go this way because it's there's nothing like chosen to be there. In a way, I would have liked it if they would have done rooms which, well, actually, there's not that many rooms that are actually end rooms for you per se. Anyway, but yeah, some rooms might be easier with 2 dashes from the start. Some rooms might be too hard with 1 dash from the start. But yeah. That's pretty much it. After this, I'll go ahead into a bit of detail about how the run that I recorded for this went, and talk a bit about it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so here we are in the run itself. I quickly went over what I got for settings, as I wanted to make sure you all know what was in the run itself. Overall, it took me about 41 or so minutes in order to get through the seed. Honestly, it started pretty easy with a couple of mostly empty early rooms. Of course, some of the doorways did not work because of the labyrinth setting. Other than 2 rooms I will talk about in a bit, the dark rooms were quite annoying. Not because of their difficulty or anything, but because those ended up having the most transitions I could go through. That way they became sort of like hub rooms. The good old hotel cycles. Annoying as usual, but nothing too bad unlike other rooms. Unfortunately, I can't really tell the clans where each room came from, other than what level it was from. And I do feel quite bad because of that. I would have loved to know which rooms were from the B sides or the C sides. Well, even without knowing for sure, I do believe this room is from a B side. Not too hard, but not too easy either. It was though one of the rooms that posed a bit of a challenge. Not playing Celeste in a while, and specifically not the base game, took its toll on my skills. This room, though, wasn't that bad. I did have to go through it twice, once to the left and once to the right to return. But it's quite an interesting thing, though. Having rooms that you have to traverse in both directions can be quite annoying, depending on if the room itself was designed for that to begin with or not. As for that, I'm quite unsure on how the randomizer decides which rooms to place in these spots. It's entirely possible that only rooms that are possible backwards are placed in between other rooms. There were a couple dead ends, as the labyrinth setting would contain, some having gems while some only had strawberries. I do wonder if the pathway setting would have side rooms like the base game and its secret areas. That's a good question. Here it is, the second room that posed the challenge. Honestly, it was only when going to the left that it was challenging. I guess because by the time I had to come back through it, I already got used to the room itself. And what a perfect room to get as a challenge. A nice, small farewell room. I was wondering, and somewhat dreading getting any farewell rooms. Imagine if I got the final room of the level. That would have taken quite some time. It took me this long to deal with the room mostly because I had to find a good route through the initial wall of fish, and because I was quite impatient in this run. I would just dash there hoping I would end in the right spots. Honestly, other than those rooms, there's nothing too bad in the run. Most rooms were simple enough, both going through and returning. Only a couple A and B sides. There's no real C side stuff. I really thought that the big dark rooms would have posed more of a challenge on where to find the transitions, but because of the light and the fact there was no looping around, it was quite alright. Then again, this was on a medium map. I'm quite curious how insane a perfect difficulty enormous map would be. Other than demo dash after demo dash, of course. If that is the case, I would never finish it. But if you do want to see me suffer through that kind of insanity, do let me know by liking, commenting, or subscribing. Oh, and the link to the full run is down in the description if you want to see it fully. So, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.